Welcome to another thing we're doing. Insurance Questions Podcast live. We are live broadcasting right now, so no swearing, Donnie and Sarah. Be good.
I'll try.
I'll do my best, but I make no promises.
Yeah, it's funny that I started calling this coffee talk, but Donnie don't drink coffee. You drink water. I'm the only one drinking the coffee, so we'll have to come up with a different name for it. But all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo, Sassy Sarah, and Donnie Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. What are you eating there, Sarah? We got the
Come on, Sarah. It's your turn to talk. Come on.
Like, subscribe, share, follow, do all the things on all the social medias. And it is an oats and honey bar.
The crunchy ones?
Yeah.
Good.
It's not too bad. I bought it in bulk, thinking my son was going to eat it. He doesn't like them. So I'm like slowly eating them. It's a huge freaking box. It came in like a 5-pack, like 5 boxes, individual boxes you get.
Oh my gosh.
A big case. I'm like, it's going to take me so long.
When you said freaking box, I'm thinking of like whatchamacallit, the oh my god, my brain's gone. The Boondock Saints, where William Dafoe is like, so let me get this straight. Some big freaking guy killed this guy over here. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Sarah, are you telling me that you got a big freaking box of granola and oats and stuff? Are you a hippie?
Yes.
Yeah, you seem a little bit hippy-dippy.
You need all the listeners. You need to go back. I say I'm a hippie without being a hippie. Go listen to previous episodes. You'll figure out why.
Yes.
That's right. And don't forget to hit the fan mail button so you can communicate
Ding,
with
ding.
us.
Ding,
and
ding.
share everything.
Ding.
And TikTokers, Eddie loves you. You gotta just correspond with Eddie via TikTok too if you can. It's
So we're not going to say anything wrong today. We're all going to be good. We're all going to watch our P's and Q's.
That's right.
Very cool with football season again, Donnie. Did you enjoy the game yesterday? Did you watch the whole thing?
I did. It was, man, oh man. You're on the edge of your seat. Your heart's, beating, pounding in your chest. Oh my God.
And
cardiac kids.
And for a second yesterday in the morning, I'm like, you know what? Now that I'm in Dallas, maybe I can follow both teams. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, that's 2 chances to be disappointed. And then they gave Dak Prescott that humongous contract.
Yeah.
People are losing their mind here. They did not want that.
Oh, really?
A lot of my buddies and that, they're like, well, my buddy Ike, I sent it to him. He goes, I'll believe it. And I sent him the thread from ESPN. He goes, shh. Let's read Ike's comments. Let's see what he said yesterday. Ike, you're part of the show. I know you're home. He had an operation on his foot, so he's just sitting there doing skip-de-doo.
Well, we'll send our best to him.
Yes. So, I don't know. But it's not worth talking about.
Was it a $200 million contract for how?
More than that.
More than 200?
Yeah, it was.
Crazy.
So
Sarah, did you probably did not watch the game at all, right? Or see any highlights of the Buffalo Bills game? So there's this one play Josh Allen did. It's kind of almost a signature play of his. He's fakes a pass, starts running towards the end zone. One of the defenders goes in to tackle him, and he just jumps over him.
I'm looking for it right now, Don.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved seeing that kind of play. Like, I don't watch football, but whenever you have a really good play, it's like, oh, that's phenomenal.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So
I did see that the Bills won because Eddie posted it on Facebook.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like for the past 2 weeks, the talk has been that Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback in the league or player in the league. So then somebody on X posted a picture of that play and said, Josh Allen is overrated, like question mark.
Yeah.
When you see it, it's unbelievable.
I notice every year there's always a quarterback who is overrated.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, is it just because you don't like the team that they play on? Is it a personal thing?
Yeah,
or are they
no.
really
Oh, yeah, here's the one. I found it.
All right.
I'm
You can
going
share
to
it?
turn the volume off it, though, when I play it.
Okay. It's really a cool play.
So,
Signature Josh Allen.
Yes.
I mean,
mhm.
I
He's
haven't
overrated. He's a bum. He's a bum.
Are you going to show it?
Yeah, he's trying.
Yeah, I am.
For
Can you
those
guys
who
see it?
happen to be watching this live or watching us after the fact, my head is turned. I'm not being Eddie. I just put it on a bigger screen so I can see it closer.
All right, here
I
we
know.
go.
There's no way you're going to be cool like me, so just don't even try. Okay, here we go, Donnie. You ready?
No, that's not the play.
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Watch this. Boop. Nice.
That's
And now
fantastic.
he hurt his hand on that play, too.
He hurt his left hand. Yes.
It was non-throwing hand. So, and it stinks that there's only a couple days before the next game.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. But you know, they know Miami inside and out, so
So
it should be
my
all right.
buddy Jimmy is a huge Miami fan, and how I introduced myself this first time we met was I'm sitting there on a machine at the gym, and I see him walk in with a Miami Dolphins shirt on. A normal Buffalo Bills fan, what is the response for that, Don? Boo! Boo! You suck! Boo!
Ooh, squish the fish.
And I also showed him he was number one a few times. It was more like pew pew pew. You're number one, but I didn't use those fingers. So Jimmy's got a little bit of a southern drawl to his name. He says, "It's my God, Eddie. I had somebody come up to me and say, 'Do you know that guy?' I never met him before in my life. He just started booing me and flipping me off. He doesn't care."
I remember you telling me
Ever
that.
since, you know, we talk to each other every day. So
So
yeah.
Sarah, you never heard squish the fish?
Nope.
Maybe it's a Buffalo thing. That's all the time. Squish the fish, the Dolphins. So
Did I ever tell you my favorite birthday, Don, story?
no.
So
How old were you? It was your favorite birthday? when you
13.
were
I was
nine?
turning 13. I was
13.
turning 13. 1980, September 7th, 1980. Didn't mean anything to you?
September 7th. Oh, is that the first time the Bills beat the Dolphins in a decade?
Yes.
Ah,
And it was amazing because I'm a 13-year-old kid. I went with my dad and my Uncle Bob.
oh, cool.
And it's like Sarah, they rushed the field after the game, ripped down the goalpost,
You have to
took
understand.
it up to the owner's box, and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening at every game. This is amazing.
The Dolphins beat the Bills they play twice
In the
a year.
1970s,
In the
that we
70s.
never won once.
The Bills did not beat the Dolphins one time in that entire decade of the 70s.
And a shout out to my buddy Jeff Nixon. That was his rookie game, his
Oh,
first
wow.
game.
Yeah.
And why is that important, Don? Do you remember what Mr. Nixon did in that game?
Well, I know that he left office instead of being impeached. So, Mr. Nixon.
Don, God, he tries so hard to be funny, and he's just not.
Sorry.
Stick to what you know. Pickleball, all
I
right?
don't know about Jeff Nixon in his first game, what he did.
3 interceptions
Did he really?
in his
Wow.
first game, and he was a rookie, yeah.
Good for him.
Because it's funny. Years ago, I had a different company where I did tickets, and we provided tickets for an event at Babeville, and all these newer Buffalo Bills are kind of like, and then I see Jeff Nixon. Oh, I stuck out my hand, and I'm like, "Thanks for the best, birthday present ever." And he's like, "What?" So I told him the story, and I just told you guys. And this was on like a Friday, and we had a good time. I was still drinking at the time, so we had a couple pops together. And that
pops?
Monday, yeah, pops.
Adult
We'll call
beverages.
them pops because we're on
Soda.
the line now.
Soda.
So On Monday, you never hear good stories. You always hear bad stories about these guys.
Yeah.
On Monday, I got an email from Mr. Nixon. He contacted NFL Films and had me sent the films from that game.
Oh, really?
How
That
cool
is
is
cool. That
Yeah.
is cool.
that? So,
It wasn't on White House letterhead or anything, right?
no, wise guy. No. So, Sarah, is that an adorable story? Because it's a football story, and you think football is adorable for whatever reason.
That's right.
I think football's adorable when my child plays. So
Bless your heart, Eddie.
I'm trying to clutch my pearls, but I ain't got pearls.
They're missing.
She wore a pearl necklace. Come on, Donnie. You know ZZ Top songs. She wore a pearl necklace.
That's right. That was on Tres Hombres' album, wasn't it?
I don't know. I was never that huge a fan, you know. I mean, they exploded in the 80s with Sharp Dressed Man and all those other ones, too. But that was like way after a lot of their classics, LaGrange, you know.
Yeah, LaGrange was, I think that was their first hit, wasn't it? LaGrange?
You're a lot older than me, Don. Like, I don't know what you speak of.
Yeah, when they released that album, it was on the Cylinder, you know, and they had the big thing coming out.
You know, I remember going
There's
when
like,
I was
what?
a kid going to a garage sale and seeing those things. Like, what the hell
Oh my
is that?
God.
Or like the old 78s, how heavy and thick they were.
Yes, yes. You could kill somebody with one of those. I think they used one of those in one of the James Bond movies. I forgot his name.
Odd Job.
Yeah, you fling the disc or whatever.
No, it was his bowler hat, Goofy.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was the hat. I think there was a 78 RPM that formed the rim of that hat.
So, Sarah, you haven't been able to join us on these coffee talks. What's on your mind today, Sarah? What do you got to say?
So something.
Tell you about Yeti Buffalo.
Oh, that just sounds wrong.
Yeah, keep that other angle.
Tell me what you're thinking about, Sarah. That's why I like having the camera this way. So, yeah, am I getting your
Oh,
attention?
that's super creepy. Okay, listeners, do not come watch him on the YouTube. Anyway, so something I learned is Ultimate Frisbee. The league that my son plays in, they also have Ultimate Frisbee, and I didn't know. My thought process was it's kind of like disc golf, which we have, where they throw the frisbee.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never seen Ultimate
into
Frisbee.
the little baskets. Ultimate Frisbee is where it's played similar to football, and if
Keep talking. I'm going to get a beverage.
If you catch the frisbee, you can't keep running.
Oh,
you pass it down the field, and it's played on a football field. And so I am going to reach out because, like I said, my son loves football, but I also want to keep him very active in the off season. So I'm going to see if he enjoys it. But yeah, I learned that, which is interesting. I never knew that existed.
That is interesting. Now, how long does his football season go?
We have games through after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
So we still have another 2 months of 10 to 15 hours a week dedicated to football practice, or something football related.
Sure.
Hey, Sarah, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think Ultimate Frisbee is adorable, too?
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Ultimate Frisbee. The adorable
I can let
sport.
you know.
So how much money you win betting on the Bills this week, Don?
$0. I do not bet. I don't bet on
No.
games.
So being in Dallas now, it's amazing to see the commentary about their quarterback. It's like everybody's got an opinion, just like in every city, you know. But people were downright irate yesterday when they gave Dak all that money on that new contract.
Wow, that's something.
And I'm like, what are you going to do? It's like, there's another $10 million for that touchdown. He ain't worth it.
How about
so here-
Tyreek Hill? What happened there before the game, the
He-
Miami game yesterday?
It just popped up. Do you know what he got from the cops? 2 citations.
Wow.
That's it.
They had him
Well,
on the
and-
ground with handcuffs. Did you see
Yeah,
any
I
of
know.
that? Did you see that, Sarah?
Unfortunately, I did. Yes.
no,
Did you hear about it, Sarah?
no, I don't.
A
stay on
wide
top of-
receiver for the Miami Dolphins was on his way to the stadium pre-game. Evidently, he did some traffic things, speeding, I'm sure. I don't know what else. So they pulled him over, and they arrested him.
Look at that. Von Miller.
And they handcuffed him, and he ended up playing. He ended up scoring. Did he have 1 or 2 touchdowns? I think 2 touchdowns, maybe.
And he tore it up. He said he was so
Now,
angry
here's
that
the
he
thing.
tore it up.
Did they actually arrest him, or did they detain him and just put the handcuffs on him?
I think I don't know if they
Down
brought him
on the
down.
ground.
They had him on the ground.
Well,
They
no,
put handcuffs on.
They.
I don't know if they took him to the police station or not.
I don't want to speak for cops. Things that I have seen is they can detain you, and you might get on the ground if you're resisting, or they're afraid that you're going to run, or it depends. Like whether it was justified or not is irrelevant. I'm just speaking of my understanding of
Yeah,
it.
I
And
I
just
don't
because you're
know.
in handcuffs doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go to jail either. And by
Well, there's a little bit more
understanding,
coming out,
I mean-
and it's just
well, and like for understanding, I mean more of I watch from TV shows. So I'm not saying I'm like an expert.
that just
Do
came
not
out.
say.
I couldn't read what that said. I'm sorry.
Police union. Tariq Hill was uncooperative during traffic stop.
Oh, okay. But I think
And that's what
one
that
of the
means.
officers they put on administrative leave, right?
I have no idea.
I think I heard
I've
that.
not looked at it that much because I have family members that are police officers and friends that are police officers, and I'm a huge supporter. And what blows me away is that when you have a job like that, or you're a fireman or a first responder, you might not come home that night.
Yeah, it's a very
It's
high
just
risk.
terrifying to think of.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, and I understand, that it's high pressure, and a lot of people need to provide more grace with that. The sad part is the good officers get a bad rap because of the ones who shouldn't be in the position.
Yes, that's true. That's like that in a lot of different professions. An insurance profession. There's a few
I don't want to
bad
talk to the
apples.
guy who sells insurance. I'm not talking to him,
I know.
right?
The poor guys that try to sell you. You walk in, you want to buy a car. What's you're like a used car salesman. Well, there's some very professional used car salesmen and women, right? But they get a bad rap.
So that's a hilarious story. So I was talking to someone with software. And it's funny because we're having these questions. I was like, hey, these are the questions that I have. He answered them. And I was like, okay, well, if you can send the contract, I'll review it. I'm still trying to determine if that's the right fit for my company. I was like, oh, we don't do it that way. I'll send it over. We schedule a call to talk about it, and you have to sign it while I'm on a call. And without thinking, because it's me, I was like, oh, so kind of like a car salesman, which is not the kind of sales that I like. If I want to move to your software, it will be because it's a good software to move to, not because I feel pressured to sign something.
I always thought it was me that put my foot in my mouth all the time, but Sarah makes me feel better about myself every time I hear her talk. Thanks, sis.
Well,
Appreciate it.
Guilty.
I grew up, my saying was, I'm going to say whatever I say. If you're offended by it, that's a personal problem if you're offended by the truth. I've just learned how to say it more with tact, but it still comes down to, I'm going to tell you my thoughts. Like, it's really, really hard for me not to.
Well, but is it your truth or the truth or their perception of the truth?
So mine was more of the truth of, like, let's say Eddie cuts off a lot of people when he eats Pop-Tarts before a podcast. That is the truth.
That is absolutely true.
And if he was offended by that, be like, you're not offended technically by what I said. You're offended by the truth, and you need to reevaluate what your issue is. Like mine was always hard facts.
Wait till Sarah's done, and then we have a special guest. We'd like to introduce to the podcast, the live podcast, my beautiful daughter, Allison. Hi, Ellie.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Hello.
On my way to school.
Now remember, we're live, so you can't swear. So when you're telling me about the people that are aggravating you when you're driving, she never swears anyways, but just in case, you know. See,
Yeah.
here's my idea, and she's not crazy about it. Now she'll call me in the morning. Well, she's starting early now, so I don't really talk to her that much in the morning. But usually, she's on her way from work to Niagara University, right now.
Yeah.
So how many miles is that about? Just approximately.
I think it's less than 20.
And so I'm fortunate enough to hear, oh, look at that guy. Oh, look at this one. I can't believe they're doing this. I can't believe they're doing that. I'm like, that would be an awesome podcast. Me and you talking and you just ripping apart drivers, you know?
I mean, if that's
Crazy.
well, and I was going to say, if all she's saying is look at that guy, look at this, or this, that, and the other, she's a very nice driver. Because that is not
I
anybody in Texas that I know of drives.
I had a
So it's usually worse on
incident this
her way
morning.
home from school.
Because she's tired and wants to get home.
So I sent Allie a picture. I wore the sweatshirt from her place of business. Do you want me to show it on air, Al, the picture?
Sure.
Okay. And then everybody can see where Allie works. Because I get the craziest looks when I wear this sweatshirt, Al, because it looks like a Buffalo Bills sweatshirt, but it is so not.
Doesn't she work at Lloyd's of London?
Can you guys see what that is?
Oh, that's cool.
So she works for Lloyd's Tacos in Buffalo, New York.
I thought it was
And,
Lloyd's of London.
So I got to tell you, Don, that I wore this a couple times before I realized what it said on it. So like on this, you can see the Buffalo Bills football helmet, the Lloyd's football helmet with
Right.
the Lloyd's truck.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath, it doesn't say Buffalo Bills, it says burritos.
Ah,
So being in Texas, I get people looking like, what? What the heck is that? It looks like Buffalo Bills. I don't even see no Buffalo Bills on there. Let me tell you what. How long has Lloyd's been in business, Al?
Over 10 years, I want to say it's around 15, maybe.
And what do they sell there? Just tacos?
No, they sell burritos as well, and rice bowls, and we do also have a sister company named Churn Ice Cream. So we sell ice cream also.
So, Don, why don't you, when you're out buying gold bars, maybe you could stop by and, go to Allie's place of business there.
well,
Maybe.
they're not that expensive that I need a gold bar to purchase lunch, are they?
No, right, Al?
I don't know what he said. I can't hear.
He wants to know if he has to sell one of his gold bars to buy lunch at Lloyd's.
No.
No, that's
Now,
good. They
Al,
started
wait.
as a food truck company, basically.
No, yeah. They started with one or two food trucks when they began, Al. Do you remember?
Just one.
How many
Yeah.
food trucks do they have now?
We have 3, and we have 2 brick and mortar locations. But we have 3, I guess, if you're counting. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Now, with you have to live a gluten-free lifestyle, what is your go-to when you're thinking about Lloyd's and churn?
So actually, the majority of our products are gluten-free.
Oh, that's good to know.
Because we make our taco shells and our tortilla chips in-house.
Nice.
Our rice is gluten-free, as well as all of our soft serve is gluten-free, which a lot of soft serve isn't gluten-free.
Was that done on purpose, or is it just a happy accident that when they opened up?
I think I'm going to go with mostly it was done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of our products come from, they're sourced from local farms. Like we get all of our dairy from Pittsburgh farms, and they have a radius that they try not to go out of. Obviously, for some things that's not possible, but a lot of our specials we try to stick with local people.
Awesome.
Very good. Well, Al, thank you for coming on the show today. I want you to be careful driving, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
But what is Lloyd's website if people want to order their sauce? Because I know they're on Amazon and a couple other different places. What is the website that our viewers can go to?
Where's Lloyd.com?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
That's the website.
What is?
Oh my goodness.
Who's on first, Don? I don't know. Third base.
Yeah.
All right, honey, I'll let you go. Love you.
Love you too. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
How sweet.
So she's out of her mind on her way home a lot of times.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, this is such wasted. The world should enjoy the show that I get to hear every day in my ear when you're losing it with other drivers. You see that guy? You see that girl? Oh my God, what are they doing? So where'd you go, Sarah? Did you get a note from Don that allowed you to get off camera?
No, well, because it's one of the things that we can't have a conversation with her because she's on your phone. So
Oh, you could have asked her something. Like
For you to
if
repeat
your dad's the best
That's
guy on the
fine.
face of the planet, I'm sure you're going to ask something like that. Or no, it's more like, is he the coolest person you know in your life? So, you write him down next time, and I'll ask her for you on air.
You've got it memorized. What's the difference?
Yes. I know I am coolest. I know I am, So, yeah, well, this has been an interesting show. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or are we pretty much done?
I think we're cooked.
Oh, like James?
No.
Like that, huh, Don?
I like that.
Hey, Don, who's this Davis kid? He was tearing it up yesterday. He was blocking, he was getting yards, he was catching. I wasn't even really paying attention to him in training camp, were you?
Yeah, no. It's
It was all over
when
the
they're
place.
calling out some of these names, I'm like, I didn't hear about that guy.
And Von Miller looks like he's on his way back. He looked pretty good.
I think he had a slow start, but as the game went on, he stepped up, it seemed like.
So what's your prediction? How many sacks is Greg Rousseau going to get? Yeah. I mean, he had 3 yesterday.
I know. I think 1.5. It's going to be a tough.
He's only going to get 1.5 more sacks? He got 3 yesterday.
I thought you meant against Miami.
Oh, no. Whoa, yeah. I'm just glad it's at night so they're not wilting like last year.
Yeah,
was just
I know.
ugly with those
Yeah, that
guys
was
being in the
brutal.
sun so much. That was brutal.
It was.
I do like it that they have to come here in the wintertime.
Yeah. Well, it's November, so it's not going to be that early November.
But I mean, now Buffalo with that new kickoff rule, did you notice what they were saying yesterday? They were the first team where they had to bring a 12th player legally on the field to hold the ball.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Because of
that
the
happened
wind.
for a second time, so they hold the record for having happening in 2 games already, and that's the first week of the season. I mean, that touchdown that the kid ran back, oh my God, that was just crazy. But I think that's why they did that rule, so you'd see more of that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm just not familiar with it enough. I was
Me
like,
either.
what? What is this? What is that?
So,
Oh, real quick, since we're live and the weekend happened. Sorry, but we didn't talk about tennis and Jessica Pegula.
oh, kid, that was heartbreaking.
It was. She played a tough
She
game.
looked good though, Don. She really did. I thought she had a good chance against that kid. Where was the other one from, Don?
Russia. So
Russia?
they don't.
She was a big girl.
Yeah, she's big bone. She's big. She's got a very hard ground stroke. So, her ground stroke is like 75, 80 miles an hour, which is
I don't know. Is that good?
fast.
Is it good?
That's incredible. That's a lot of the men have that. So that's tough.
Was that her first major she won, Don?
No. Here's an ironic thing. So Arina Sabalenka won the Australian Open, which is the beginning of the tennis season in late January. And she won the U.S. Open, which is the last major tournament.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And
Good
so
for
she
her.
beat Pegula 7-5, 7-5.
They both look great.
Yeah.
Either one of them could have won. And I'm not a big tennis person, but I can watch it. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. So the men's finals was yesterday, and Yannick Sinner, who's from Italy, beat Taylor Fritz, who's from the United States.
Oh,
But
wow.
the ironic thing is, Yannick Sinner also won the Australian Open, and he won the U.S. Open. So he also won the first and last major tournament. And to have both on the ladies' side and the men's side do that in the same year is like, I don't know if it's unprecedented or not, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Now, can they also dominate in the pickleball court, since they're so good at tennis?
Probably. Because they're such great athletes anyway.
So how are you taking over the world today, Sarah? What's on the agenda for the rest of the day?
Football and taxes, because business taxes are due next week. And that's pretty much it.
That sounds good. Well, we're not going to make it to your magical 40 minutes because we've done a lot of taping today. But I hope everybody enjoyed listening to our nonsense. Thanks, Allie, for joining us. Thanks, Donnie Lowe, Sassy Sarah. And if you like coffee talk like us, we're the people to see. www.eviagency.com, 716-541-4118. And so for your buddy Eddie Buffalo, Sassy's here and Donnie Lowe, we are out of here.
Ciao.
Go Bills! Only a couple days, Don, and we're at it again. And make sure you watch Thursday night because, Sarah, I think it's going to be adorable.
It's going to be an adorable game.
It'll be adorable. It'll be adorable. I love their uniforms. By the way, did you see the Giants uniforms, Don?
Yeah. It's like the Montreal Canadiens.
They were awful. Yeah. So, all right, guys, take it easy. I got it on a full screen, so I couldn't see the button, Don. You actually did hide it this time. Yes.
See?
All right, here we go, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good job on your first live show there, Sassy Sarah.
This is my second. What are you talking about?
Oh, I didn't pay attention to the other one, so this is your first one to me.
Okay.
All right, bye.